Simply stated, my goal is to provide best-in-class material to my colleagues. I've always been a teacher, and I've spent my career in the classrooms of schools, community colleges, liberal arts colleges, universities that value and encourage the highest quality teaching. As a text author, I am restless in my pursuit of the very best in writing, the very latest in currency, and making each and every edition of our titles the best one yet. That may explain why we've been doing this for 40 years. What excites me, and sometimes exhausts me, is keeping up with the rapidly changing world. Because the world changes so fast, every new edition of Sociology, Society of the Basics, and Social Problems is substantially revised. Students, or at least young adults, have historical depth of only about 18 months. Don't give them an example from 3 or 4 years ago. They live largely in the present. Course material must provide examples and illustrations that are familiar to them. Instructors, of course, also demand currency. More than 2/3 of all research citations are dated 2020 or later in our titles, and every one of more than 2,000 statistics in our titles is the latest available at the time of publication. We are always moving forward. For example, our titles provide the latest in the rapidly changing world of human sexuality and the LGBTQ movement, including issues involving gender identity and participation in athletics. Look at how much has changed in the last year or so. For example, Social Problems 9th edition has 3 new national maps on trans legal identity, the size of the trans population, and laws regarding participation of trans people in athletics. Social media is rewriting the story in ways ranging from socialization to the mental health of our children to political polarization that divides the country. That's why we have the first full chapter on social media, supported by research citations, the vast majority of which are from the last 2 years. What excites me? It's providing material that will excite our students. The sense of sameness has 2 causes. Number 1, all the titles represent the same discipline. And 2, both publishers and authors who enter a competitive market are reasonably expected to ensure that their title covers what is found in existing titles. At the same time, right from the very beginning, I chose to take the lead rather than being a follower. Longevity demands innovation. In Intro, we were the first to offer full chapters on global stratification, environment, sexuality and society, and most recently in social media. We pioneered mainstreaming a global perspective. The ASA has recognized our focus on the diversity of the U.S. population, and we follow best practices for inclusion. We introduced sociological maps, national Seeing Ourselves maps, and global Windows on the World maps. We have unmatched currency. I update every current events feature that opens every chapter twice a year for fall and spring semesters. Our titles stand out in another way as well, complementing theoretical analysis with political analysis. Now, it's no surprise to anybody that our society is now politically polarized more than ever before. The truth is that the issues we discuss are political. Students encounter political analysis every day in their lives, beyond the classroom. So we include political analysis so that students can connect what they learn in the course with what they encounter outside of the classroom. And we do this inclusively, encouraging students to understand various points of view in conversation that includes all voices. Students then decide for themselves which values, which positions they choose to support. And they also learn to engage with opposing arguments, which I think is the only way we come to positions that we can truly defend. Finally, I am committed to realizing the potential of digital learning to encourage discovery and deeper engagement. Discovery learning means that rather than telling students what is going on, we provide the means for them to discover it for themselves. For example, our national and global maps. One of the new national maps shows state laws regarding legal access to abortion. The companion map shows how these states voted in the last presidential election. Students can compare these maps and they'll immediately discover that almost all the states that provide access voted one way, and all the states that do not voted a different way. Students then come to see for themselves how politics drives policy. We also make use of interactive graphing so that students can compare their perception, say, of economic inequality or some other variable, to what the data actually show us. Then they have this wonderful aha moment. I would ask you to consider partnering with titles that help students realize the potential of our digital future. I am the all-in author. I oppose outsourcing work to others, especially to non-sociologists or to AI, which is commonly done. I do all the writing. I select photos and artwork. I help lay out pages. I write dedicated supplements. And I also share my email address with everyone, and I'm glad to get on the phone. I invite sales reps to email or call, and I will provide whatever information, whatever assistance I can. I also welcome and enjoy contact with colleagues. I email, pick up the phone, or Zoom with colleagues every week, sometimes to help with an issue, sometimes to talk shop, or sometimes just to say thank you. I also extend an invitation to any and all of my colleagues using one of our new editions to reach out to me directly if they would like to schedule a virtual author presentation class on some important topic. I am grateful to colleagues who allow me to partner with them by making our titles part of their course, and I would look forward to an opportunity to serve others in this way. Unmatched content, unmatched currency, discovery learning, fully engaged authors. And I would invite you to check out our website at Mashonas.com or thesociologypage.com for the latest about all the titles, as well as the Pearson websites. And I thank you for considering our titles. I know you have a choice, and I will always honor the trust that your choice implies. Thank you very much.